Hey guys, my name is Alex Machuca. In this video, I am going to walk you through our process at Lyncrest Media. Lyncrest Media is a digital marketing company that specializes in mortgage broker lead generation. We've been featured in a few publications. You can simply Google Lyncrest Media or even Google my name, Alex Machuca, and you'll be able to find some pretty cool stuff. This is an article by Market Watch about how we're putting our own spin on the digital space, and I'll dive into that. We're a very unique company. We do things much differently than any other lead generation company out there. Here is another article by Yahoo Finance about how we're one of the fastest growing digital marketing companies for mortgage brokers. And this right here is my favorite article. I think it's the most powerful one. How this lead generation company is eliminating cold calling for mortgage brokers. We know, as a mortgage broker, that's a very call heavy job. And typically in call heavy jobs, you tend to find yourself a little bit drained. They're very draining. Some people would even argue that they're soul sucking. So I grew up in call centers. I've been a salesman ever since I was 16. I was number 7 in the world in global sales at GoDaddy. I grew up. Pretty much every job I had was in a call center. So I know the environment. I know what that's like, having to make volume, right? Outflow equals inflow. So when we came up with this business, we wanted to accomplish two things. One, obviously, the main thing is, we wanted to allow brokers to maximize their volume per month. What you'll find if you go on our website is that a lot of our brokers double their volume per month. It's a very common theme in a lot of our interviews. But the other thing that we wanted was to make their lives easier and have them work smarter, not harder. And I think we've done a great job at doing that. So I'm going to dive into our pitch deck and explain to you exactly what it is we do, how it is we do it, and why we're so much different than any other lead generation company right now. So our program consists of 4 primary functions. We use targeted social media ads. We generate long-form leads. To the people that don't know, long-form leads are where we extract information from them. So it's not just a name and a phone number. It's their credit score, their annual household income, how much they're looking to borrow, when they're looking to borrow. We also identify if they're working with a real estate agent or not, so that the broker has dual use for those leads. I tell people all the time, it's much easier to get realtor relationships when you have something to offer them. And if you have 75 leads of people who are looking to move within the next 1 to 3 months who don't have a real estate agent, that is valuable to them. You can leverage that to get a real estate, to get a relationship with a realtor. The other part is automated follow-up, and then the last part is booked appointments, which is our favorite part. So let's talk about lead quality first, right? Everybody wants to know about the quality of the leads. Well, typically when I speak to mortgage brokers and they've had a bad experience with lead gen, it's always for these same 4 reasons, right? Bad contact information, you're calling invalid numbers, bad credit, the leads are not eligible for the programs that you have, shared leads, meaning you buy a lead from Zillow or LendingTree, and Zillow or LendingTree will then sell that same exact lead to 5 other lenders. So after you buy the lead, you are still competing for the business. And then, of course, the commitment level of those leads. Have you ever called a lead and they have no idea why you're calling? Happens very, very often. So how do we combat these? How do we find solutions to these? Because one of the things that I could promise you is that'll never happen to you again if you work with us. You will never call a lead who doesn't know why you're calling. So the dynamic of the phone call is much different. But let's dive into how we combat these. So the first thing that you should know about us is almost 100% of the leads that we provide are valid numbers. If one slips through the cracks, we have a guarantee in place that we will replace that lead completely free of charge. The other thing is shared leads. So we combat shared leads by giving you 100% exclusivity. We will not share your leads with any broker for any reason. It's in our contract. Those leads are yours. They'll always be yours. Even after, let's say if you cancel with us, you can still have those leads. You can rework them 6 months from now. They'll always be yours. Now, bad credit leads. This is where it gets really interesting. This is where I think we separate ourselves from a lot of the digital marketing companies out there. We target statistically high credit occupations that have high probability of being eligible for the programs that you offer. Obviously, veterans go without saying, right? Everybody loves veterans. They're eligible for some great programs. But in addition to that, we also target teachers, doctors, nurses, because statistically our data shows us that those are typically the ones that convert the best. Now, Facebook, ever since the Cambridge Analytica scandal, Facebook no longer allows you to target based on demographic, based on occupation, and things like that. Because if you are in a special ad category on Facebook, which we are because we're advertising about housing, that means Facebook limits us in the things that we can target. We are one of the few marketing companies that are able to kind of bypass that. We are able to actually target on occupation. What Facebook tells you is that you cannot target based on occupation. What they don't tell you is that their algorithm can. So if you know how to write copy correctly, you can kind of game the system. You can manipulate Facebook's algorithm to target specific occupations. And a lot of marketing companies don't know that. So that's why you're just getting stuff that gets thrown at the wall and hopes it sticks. It's just a random person. You don't know their occupation. You don't know their income. You don't know anything about them. And all you know is, they maybe have shown some interest in filling out an ad because they, might or maybe be interested in buying a home. They're not really sure, right? So we actually have gotten really good at targeting statistically high credits. But in addition to that, if you have a lead that has bad credit, right, before we even send them to you, we will actually send them to a credit repair company, fix their credit, and then bring the lead back to you once their credit is repaired. So just an added value. We've really tried to think of everything because I like to say we want to be a business in a box for brokers. If you're looking to scale your company, this is the perfect avenue to do so, and I'll dive into why. But the other part or the other problem that we have is commitment level of those leads, right? So meaning you call the lead, they have no idea why you're calling, or they don't remember filling out an ad, or even if it's a warm transfer that they're getting, right? Maybe they filled out an ad, they get a phone call right away. The problem is you don't know if they have to drop their kids off to soccer practice in the next minute or two, right? So you're never going to catch them at a good time, even at a warm transfer. So the commitment level of these leads, like I said, you call a lead, they have no idea why you're calling. That will never happen again. We actually make these leads jump through hurdles to get to you, right? People are more likely inclined to remember a survey that they took that has 12, questions on it, as opposed to just filling out a form. Facebook also autofills because they already have your information. So it's not really much of a commitment, right? We are getting micro commitments from them along the case of the survey. And in the survey, we're extracting information at the same time. We're getting their credit score, their annual household income, how much they're looking to borrow, when they're looking to borrow, all that good stuff, right? But what we find is the people who are willing to get to the end of that survey are more than likely committed, if not hell-bent, on moving forward, right? So we have addressed all of the risks when it comes to lead quality and eliminated them. So people ask me all the time, if I speak at a mastermind or a seminar, Alex, how do you make a good quality lead? And the answer is really simple. By eliminating every single avenue that can possibly make it a bad lead, right? And as a result, we have the most highly sought after leads in the industry. The big guys like Zillow and LendingTree, they sell these same exact leads for upwards of $75 to $125 a lead. But we also take it a step further. We will actually reach out to these leads for you and book you a scheduled appointment. Okay? They are going to receive a text right after they fill out their test. We are all preconditioned from school to want to know the results of our survey, so we dangle those results in front of them. It'll say something along the lines of, "Hi prospect, this is Ashley from John Smith's office. We're ready to discuss the results of your quiz. What time would you like John to reach out?" Now, the other thing that we do is if they say a time, we'll literally send them your pre-application form so they can fill that out, and we'll say, hey, fill this out before you even speak to them. So in some cases, your pre-application form will be filled out before that person even speaks to you. Now, even if they don't answer this question, that is okay, because we have a very thorough follow-up system. We'll follow up with them via text, voicemail, email, but in addition to that, we will actually have a live person actively calling on your lead list every day, trying to book appointments for you. And just to kind of quantify the amount of production that you get out of this, we will follow up with each lead 20 times over the course of 90 days and then less gradually for up to a year. That means if we gave you 100 leads and you wanted to match that production, you would have to make 6,000 phone calls. So it's almost like having 5 junior loan officers working under you, except it's way more. We have an entire call center that is dedicated to booking appointments for you. And here's the best part. We are the only marketing company in the country that can do this. Most marketing companies that set appointments for you, their appointment setters are in Bangladesh, India, they're outsourced. The problem with that, unfortunately, is that when people hear accents on the phone, they're typically sketched out. They think it's some type of scam. So your appointment show rate goes down. Okay? Here's what you need to know about our call center. Our call center is managed by 2 former mortgage brokers, and our call center is based in Texas. Every single person that works for us doesn't have an accent. They're all American. Like I said, they're based in Texas. But because our call center is managed by 2 former mortgage brokers, our appointment setters are able to speak in depth about mortgages. So they're able to give a much better service than anything else that's out there on the market right now. As a result, we've gotten our clients incredible results. So right here, this guy in the top left, Eric, went from 1.5 million to 4 million plus per month in volume. Andrew Hoberg had 9 appointments on his first day in Arizona. Nathan Barr out of LA at Intercontinental Capital Group got an application on his first day. Marshall Gottlieb, he started his business and we were his first marketing company and partnered up with it. We've been working side to side with him ever since. This guy here is Austin Sibio. He's a digital marketing personality. And he's also a Forex trader, but he white labeled our software to use for some of his clients. Obviously had amazing results. You can find his interview and these interviews on our website, which I highly encourage you to take a look at. But I can show you testimonial after testimonial, or I can give you reference after reference after reference. But I think what's most powerful is giving you a look under the hood of exactly what our clients' calendars look like. So I am going to show you the calendar of a guy named Tyson Hilton out of LA. He's in Huntington Beach right now. This is his calendar. Obviously, it's only Tuesday. This was his appointments on Monday. Before that, this was his calendar the week before that. This was his calendar the week before that. This was his calendar the week before that. Now, the reds are the no-shows, okay? Now, if there's a no-show, we make it very, very easy for the brokers. Okay, if there's a no-show, all they have to do is mark no-show in here. If they mark no-show, what that will do is that will drop the lead into the corresponding follow-up sequence. So that lead will receive a text that says, hey, the broker said you didn't show up to the appointment. Let's get you rescheduled. If they don't answer that, that's okay, because they are also dropped into a call queue for our call center to follow up with them. Now, I will admit, Tyson is an anomaly. He has a great show rate. Usually that rate looks closer to about 60%, but I tell people all the time, all you have to do is make a call. If they don't answer, simply put your phone down and go on with the rest of your day and worry about us getting that reschedule for you. So what do I want you to take away from our program, right? Well, the first thing that I want you to take away is you will double your sales volume. About 95% of our brokers double their sales volume per month after working with us. The other thing is you will never have to cold call our leads, okay? Every phone call will be a scheduled appointment with a pre-qualified lead that will always be invested in moving forward. The third part is you will not have to compete with other lenders. Each lead you receive is meant for you and only you. We will never share your lead for any reason with any other brokers, and then you will beat the top performer in your office, but that's more for individual brokers, and I know some companies are bigger than others. So our system is extremely scalable. Like I said, we have a huge call center, so we could service anywhere from 10 brokers at a time to 75 brokers at a time. Obviously we can do it by market or by region, whatever you guys are comfortable with. But I think what you'll find is that you will be hard pressed to find another company out there that not only generates you leads, but nurture those leads and help you close those leads while saving you a ton of time and effort on your part, and of course increasing your bottom line, increasing your profit. So I hope that this was informative for you guys. At least enough to warrant some type of conversation into how we can help your business. Like I said, I have helped multiple companies throughout my career. I've worked with guys like Jeremy Haynes. Jeremy Haynes did all the marketing for Grant Cardone. Earlier this year, I had another company called Tacotopia. Gary Vaynerchuk wanted equity in it, and we almost worked out a deal. Obviously, it didn't pan out because the pandemic hit, which changed the landscape of things. But not telling you this to try and impress you, but more so to demonstrate that I am probably much different than any other lead generation company that you've spoken to. And we're here at the forefront, I believe, of automation and follow-up sequences. I think a lot of mortgage companies are going to be pivoting in the same direction as us. They're not there yet. But there's a new wave of marketing coming, and I really believe we're at the forefront of it. So hopefully you guys can get on the ground floor with us, and we'll help you guys explode. And we'd love to be a part or supplement or extension of your company. So anyways, guys, I hope this was helpful to give you guys a review and kind of an overview of what we do. Feel free to reach out to us or simply Google us. Google Lyncrest Media, Google even Alex Machuca, and you're going to find a bunch of interesting stuff. So hope this was informative for you guys, and enjoy the rest of your week.